2 years ago, it seems like it was yesterday, but we're talking about the offseason of 2023. The Detroit Lions were coming off the offseason of 2023. So they're coming off the 9-8, almost made the playoffs, and the team had some decisions to make. One of the decisions was what we would do with DJ Chark, where we decided not to bring him back, and that wound up being a good thing. I know a lot of Lions fans wanted the guy back, but I don't think he's played a snap for the Chargers. It's insane. He has no stats this year. There was another guy, too, a guy that I think we wanted back even more, and the Detroit Lions decided to go in a different direction. Shout out to Dern because he brought this up today, and I thought it would make a great, talking point. And I'm talking about Jamal Williams, how Jamal Williams was a product of the Detroit Lions team, mainly the offensive line. He holds the record for Detroit Lions touchdowns, right? Beating out Barry Sanders. Now they got him different ways, but I guess a touchdown is a touchdown. But the fact that his fall off has been so hard. Jamal Williams was the perfect guy for the perfect time. I was a guy who wanted him back. That wasn't until we signed David Montgomery. And if he would have stayed, I wouldn't have mind, because at this time, we hadn't yet drafted Jahmyr Gibbs. We still had DeAndre Swift. But the running back room, DeAndre Swift, Jamal Williams, is so much different with Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery. It's like night and day. It's like potato, tomato. Like, there is no comparison to me. But the fall off has been so hard. It's been so hard. David Montgomery. Before we go, let's look at, and I want to give, Jamal was a guy that was needed at the time. The energy, the positivity, everybody remembers the hard knocks. We needed him for what we was going through. And it's a shame things didn't work out, but look where it led. It led to a guy who, in my opinion, is better at running the football, just a better overall runner. If Jamal Williams was like, go straight, try to run somebody over, David Montgomery can run you over, and he can do much more than that. But the fall off is so unbearable. This is tough, bro. This is tough. Since he left the Detroit Lions, he's got 32 carries. He got 32 carries. Now, he's still smiling good for Jamal. 32 carries. He has 124 yards. Now, they've got Alvin Kamara who carries the load, but still, 32 touches. 32 touches, right? So let's look at what he did last year since he left the Detroit Lions. We got to look at his stats, though. Go there. Left the Detroit Lions and had the worst year of his career. The worst year. He did not get a touchdown until literally the last game of the season, and they actually disobeyed, the Saints that is, they disobeyed the coach. That was not supposed to be the play call, but I think Jameis Winston was in, and they disobeyed the coach. They wanted Jamal, who had no touchdowns, coming off of a record with the Detroit Lions the previous year, to get in the end zone. And that's what happened. What the fall off, man. This year, 8 games. He actually was hurt, went on IR, missed a bunch of games, 32 carries, blah, 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 right? What a fall off. Let's look at this guy, though. This guy here. Look at this. And this is year 2, 100. And this is with Jahmyr Gibbs. 122 carries, 520 yards, 8 touchdowns. Okay, what was Jamal's average? Jamal is averaging 3.9. I guess that's not too shabby, but you only have 32 carries. Monty, on the other hand, has literally 4 times that and is averaging 0.4 yards more. What about last year with the Detroit Lions? We talked about you are what your environment is. He was able to do this with a horrible offensive line in Chicago. Still managed to get no less than 800 yards behind that horrible offensive line. We're halfway done with the season. This is why I think that David Montgomery, we see a lot of Jahmyr Gibbs as well. Look at this. David Montgomery missed the 2 games or 3 games last year. Remember, he had the rib issue. He's right now on pace to at least match his carries, match his yards, probably have a bigger average, and break his touchdowns. Okay? So Jamal Williams wasn't the hero we needed at the time. He was the one not the one we deserved, but we needed, right? The rebuilding stage is coming off Matt Patricia. Jamal Williams came here when Matt Patricia left. Like, he came here with the new regime. He did what we needed him to do. And it was time to move on. It really was, man. What a difference the two. There's no comparison between the two running backs. It's insane. I don't think there's a comparison between Gibbs and Swift either. You notice how we used to question DeAndre's toughness in Detroit. And, I mean, it's good to see him over there in Chicago getting kind of a second win. But it's time. It was time for us to move on from both of them guys. So I love our new running back duo more than I ever loved the previous duo. And that's no shade on Jamal. And you notice too, and I'll say this too about Jamal. The team dynamic changed. David Montgomery is about business. He's about business. Very few words, business. If he's injured, he takes it personal. Jamal, I'm not saying he's not about business, but he was what we needed then. We got what we need now. So let me know your thoughts.